All right. Then we have dumpster diving.
What's next in the dumpster? Ah, it got stuck to my lips.
Half of U.S. adults were exposed to harmful lead levels as kids.
I know, and it's like cut off at 81, so.
1981.
Yeah, 1981. So Dave's safe.
I'm fine. 86, baby. Yeah.
Dave's safe. Luna was not from the U.S. It's you and I.
Nope. This explains the high levels of retardation.
This is why we call ourselves retards galore.
It explains the high levels of retardation in America right now.
It explains the morons.
What was it from? The unleaded gas or the leaded gas?
The leaded gas.
The gas was so much better to huff in the 80s.
Yes, it was.
It smelled so much better back then when I was a kid than it does now.
I know. I remember sitting in the car, like, deeply inhaling when my parents were pumping gas, being like, I really like that smell.
In the, like, big station wagon.
Yeah.
I know. I have memories like that, too. And that explains a lot, folks.
A diamond ring made from ranch dressing for sale on eBay.
AKA most hillbilly that was ever created.
They made it out of the bottle. Apparently, you can compress all kinds of things and turn them into diamonds.
Really?
I wonder
was
if it still
wondering how this
tastes like
worked.
ranch dressing. Like, just, baby, when you think of me, just lick your wedding ring and taste that sweet Hidden Valley that'll remind you of our first date.
You can tell by looking at it that it's the Hidden Valley.
Classic.
Kind of hard to improve on the original, isn't it?
You just catch a whiff of ranch everywhere you go.
It's so weird.
Anybody wearing a ranch dressing wedding ring has definitely drank ranch dressing out of a straw at some point.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's really just a random story that I came across last night. I'm like, this seems like a dumpster fire story.
Then we have, this was the best headline ever written by man. A snake is eyed as the culprit in man's death until cops realize it can't pull a trigger.
I just love whoever wrote that headline. God bless you for your wit and humor.
You sent it, and Better Fantasy was like, that's ableist.
Mm-hmm. But technically, I think it's speciesist.
Speciesist?
Actually, it's speciesist.
They thought he was bitten by a snake, and then they rolled him over, and he was shot 8 times.
Yeah, because they were just freaking out about the snakes everywhere, because it was like a snake compound.
Right, but the snakes were in cages.
They didn't know, though. They thought one was on the loose.
One poisonous one was out there.
Yeah, so I just imagine all these cops, like...
Then we have ancient Japanese killing stone said to contain a demon has now cracked open. Luna didn't know about this.
I bet this is what all those like teenagers who were collecting the different swords and stuff that they were finding, that like assembly of Avenger teens.
Uh-huh.
This is probably why they were assembled.
To fight the demon.
Yeah, to fight the Japanese demon.
I just loved it. Sam sent this to us, and she was just like underneath it. She was like, oh, great.
We've reached rock demon. That's the level of dumpster fire that we're. And the surprising thing to me is nobody had a Pokeball on hand to stop this thing.
That's a nerd joke.
I don't know if that's a nerd joke or a Japanese joke or both.
I'm operating on 2 different levels here, guys. Okay,
and I'm gonna hear it in the comments for calling it a nerd joke.
That's right. If our loyal fans are correcting Maggie on Dungeons and Dragons not being a board game, they are definitely going to appreciate a Pokeball joke.
I was like, what's a Pokeball?
I know, I didn't get it when Dave said
Dave's
it last
like, trust
night.
me, it's going to hit, Bridget.
I was like, I don't get it.
We're not really nerds. We're really just losers.
Yeah, giant
we're not
losers.
cool. We're not cool enough to be nerds.
Yeah.